So you know how we all have these small problems that we have to deal with every once in a while? Well, I just heard something that pretty much topped it for me. I mean, I've never heard anything similar. I'm sure there exists similar ways of doing this sort of persuasion, but as far as I'm concerned, this is a first, and I think it'll probably be the only one that I've heard about so far. But here's where I'm getting at. So this woman, 37, says that her husband approaches her when she's washing the dishes from behind, and he immediately starts, touching her, which is probably something that she loves and wants. However, he doesn't touch her hair. He doesn't stroke her back. He doesn't do these romantic, gently gestures. He instead goes right for her tits and then takes his hands down into her pants and starts messing around down there. I don't need to go into more details than that. Now, obviously, that shows sexual intent, right? And this is the sort of like the proverbial caveman instinct. Now, I'm not going to sit here and demonize the guy and say that, oh, he's bad, this is rape. We're not talking about rape here. We're not talking about, abuse. But we are talking about something that's pretty, vulgar. Because just think about this. This is how the woman lined out what was going on. She wrote, hang on, I just thought I heard something. No. She wrote that her husband approached her from behind whenever she was washing the dishes, and that he started touching her, her breasts, her butt, her and gradually leading his hand down into her penis and so on. And she said, he never touches my hair, he never strokes on my back, which is exactly what she wants. Otherwise, she would never written it. And so she continues going on saying that, oh, I'm annoyed by it, I actually hate it, but he doesn't want to quit. What do I do? Well, I'm telling you what you're going to do. You're going to say, no, stop touching me this way. If you want some hanky panky, and if you think I'm down for something, then how about you start by touching my hair? Touch my hair, stroke my back, etc. Perhaps go down the neck as well. Well, here I'm acting like some sort of a sexual guru. Not that I wanted to. But the point is, this is the guy's way of doing this is the guy's way of doing persuasion. This is his way of persuading his woman into thinking that he's a good guy, because now I'm gonna get what I deserve. And now this short-lived foreplay is my justification of fucking her, because I'm so horny. I need to bang my wife, which should be a good thing, and it usually means that everything is fine in between them, when it comes to sexual attraction and so on. However, when she doesn't like it, and when she says, I feel uncomfortable by it, and she says, I hate it. If she hates it, then why does he continue doing it? Well, I mean, he continues doing it because she obviously hasn't said anything. However, this way of persuading by sort of like justifying to do something that somebody don't want to do in the moment, by doing like a half-assed sloppy attempt of being persuasive, is just wrong, because you're coming from a place of I want to take. When you take all the time, that's when people start getting annoyed of you or by you. And so in this cat's case, he needs to start learning how to give, because the sexual interaction, the physical, intimacy between husband and wife, it's supposed to be something for both of them. It's supposed to be something that either one enjoys, and not something that you just walk over and you pick it up, or you take it and you don't give anything back. It's like helping yourself from the cookie jar, you know, helping yourself eating up all the cookies, but then you never leave anything behind. You don't leave anything behind from the others. It's also kind of like if there's a cookie jar or a bowl of cookies at the table, and there are multiple, or there are two people there, and you eat all the cookies. Well, then there are no cookies left for the others, and so they get annoyed, upset. So think about that, and think about what that does to persuasion, and also how you can apply this to persuade people by being a better person around them to get what you want. If you want to learn more about persuasion, get subscribed to my email list. The link to do so is in the episode description wherever you're watching and or listening to this, and I'll see you on the other side.